Hello, I am back again, and this time we're not going to be talking about Brazil. We're going to be talking about what made me leave to go to Brazil. In other words, what made me stop dating in the United States. If you've watched my TikToks or some of my YouTube videos, you can kind of get a perspective of how, but I'm going to break it down today. So, and these are in order, I believe, from severity of why I stopped dating in the United States. The number one thing, and we're gonna say this is actually a bunch, and I'm bringing it down. The number one thing that stopped me from dating in the United States was the texting games and the phone call games. The game. So we're not gonna act brand new. We know this is a thing here. You have to have some sort of game, and people get game confused with charisma. Those aren't the same thing. Okay, charisma is the sweet talking and the emotional aspect of her getting to like you with your words, whoop de whoop. But when I say game, I'm talking about I get your phone number, now let me wait 2 or 3 days to call you back. Like if you know alpha male strategy, he says he waits 10 days to call a woman back. Why the fuck would I want to do that? Okay, I get it. But then that's another thing. They say, oh, you got to pretend like you have options. You have to show her you have options. Don't blow her up all the time. Text her in between 5 minutes. I've said before, don't have a routine. All that shit. All this, you have to have this super strategy just to get to know somebody, or even if you just want to smash somebody. It's usually not just, it's like all these tactics. That's why there's so many YouTubers and dating coaches coming out that are just blowing up. Because nobody can truly figure this shit out, right? And if you're somebody like me that's on their purpose, I'm trying to get my money right so I can live overseas and get the hell out of here. I don't have time for the games. Look, baby, either you want to fuck with me or you don't. And that's how my world works. It's black and white. There is no in between. Either you want to fuck with me or you don't. And that's when you go to Brazil. And I'm gonna compare each number to when I went to Brazil. When I went to Brazil and I saw those texting games disappear, and either she wouldn't give you her number or she would give you her number. 90% of the time, if she gives you her number, it's going somewhere. In the United States, 90% of the time you give a chick your number, it's not going anywhere. Then it makes you wonder, why did you give me your number? I mentioned in a TikTok video, a chick left a note on my car. 2 chicks left a note on my car. And then I call or text. And then I can't even hook up a date with you or hook up a time to see you. Why the fuck did you leave a note on my car? I don't have time for that, y'all. That's like a bunch of fuckery. Nobody has time for the texting games, the communication games. And number 2, flaking. Okay, there is a high, unless if you are some sort of super rich man or some celebrity, there is a high flake rate in the United States. So we were teenagers, we knew this, right? But I had time for that when I was a teenager. Like I didn't have a job or anything. I wasn't doing shit but going to school and going home. I knew when I went to the mall, I had to get 10 numbers. Or if I went to Six Flags, I had to get 10 numbers. Why? Because out of 10 numbers, only 3 of them motherfuckers gonna text back. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Only 3 of those are gonna text you back. And out of those 3, 2 or maybe 1 or maybe 2, you're gonna see again. It's just that. I don't care. Anybody tells you otherwise is full of shit, unless if there's some sort of celebrity, but they're not living the regular lifestyle like us. So as an adult, I knew that going, so okay, probably still the same thing. I still got to approach a lot of women. But then it was just coming back like, damn, the flake rate, it seemed like the flake rate has gotten worse. And I know some dumbass watching this video right now is going to be like, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. That's not the fucking problem. Because there's an abundance of men saying the same thing. And then you hear about these women wanting to just have validation. And social media and cell phones have created this, where they have access to so many men, they'll flake on you in a minute. And with dating apps, they're 90% of those women on dating apps are there for validation. Like, they're not there to actually meet you when y'all match. I can tell you on one hand how many women I've met off a dating app, which is at the most 3. I know for sure 2, but at the most 3. And this is 2 years of being on a dating app. And the other is like just women that'll match, and then you'll get to, hey, okay, let's meet this day with the woo. I tried a lot of different strategies. I tried the sweet talking, then I tried to just going straight to the point. Neither one of them works. Okay, and there a lot of them, these women are insecure. They have low self-esteem, so they get on these dating apps just to reject dudes so they can feel, man, I could get into that. But these women, they just get on. Remember this. When you get rejected, half or more than half of the time, it's just for her ego. It's not because she has a boyfriend like she told you. It's just for her ego. They're just rejecting you for validation for themselves because they're insecure. Uncertainty. So uncertainty is normal in every country, but in the United States, it's a lot more common to run into somebody that's uncertain than somebody that is in Brazil. In Brazil, like I said, it's black and white. It's a yes or no, I like you or I don't like you. I want to see you again, I want to fuck, or I want to be with you. There's no in between. That's why when you go to these other countries, it seems like the women are moving fast, right? But that's because you're used to bullshitters. You're used to women in your own country that are bullshitting you, that are uncertain. So what's another example of uncertainty? Here's 2 of them. There's a chick that I approached at the gym, and I've said this before. I approached her at the gym, and clearly she has some sort of interest because I caught her, looking or whatever. So I went up to her, introduced myself, and she's like, how old are you? Whenever they say that, y'all just walk off. So she said, how old are you? I told her 23, she said 32, and she's like, oh, well, I have to think about it. Bitch, I'm not going to let you think about it. I'm like, no, I don't do thinking. Either you're going to decide now or not. You think you got me on a leash or something? Like I'm going to come back and double check, hey, just see it if you want to talk to me now. Sorry, baby, you got the wrong one. And you're not even and that's the thing, you're not even top-notch enough to do that. Another version of uncertainty that the United States women have is talking with you, and this goes into the validation. Talking with you for an hour straight. I mean, they might kiss you, hug you, y'all out somewhere hanging out, and let's say you're not even trying to take them home. You just say, hey, let me get your number. Oh, I only do Snapchat. Guys, you're not kids. That's disrespectful. Leave them alone. Count on how many hands that a chick gave you. You asked her for her number, she gave you her social media instead. Count on one hand how many of those women you actually met. It's probably max 1. For me, if she says, just give me I'm gonna give you just my social media, I just take that as rejection because that's rejection. It is rejection. That's not what you didn't get what you asked for. They rejected it, and they gave you a subpar product. Okay, here, that's fine. And if she's really interested, I'm sorry. Because, there are some weird dudes out there, right? But if she's really interested in you and she see that, you decline taking her social media, she'll say, okay, well, here, just take my number. Then you might know you have somebody that may have dealt with a stalker in the past, but that's just a cop-out for them to say they had a stalker. If she likes you, she's going to take the chance and give you her number. And the thing is, I don't even need your number to stalk you. I can follow you out to the car and get your license plate. You can get stalked without the phone. Women been getting stalked for hundreds of years. So don't buy that bullshit. Number 4, a lack of femininity. So right now, we know we have women that are calling dudes bro. We got women that are wearing boy clothes. We got women that are that want to go 50-50 and want to, or they want to be the leader of a household. We got women raising their voices at men like they're men, but they only doing that because we know we can't hit them because it's an unfair fight. That's why you shouldn't hit women. But those are all masculine, they're non-feminine. Let me just say it. They're not feminine traits, right? So when I went to Brazil, and when you see these women in other countries, you get the soft-spoken, the sweetness, and either she's calling you by her name or she's calling you something sexy like baby or daddy. She's not going to call you bro. Bitch, I'm not your bro. Don't call me that shit. That shit gets on my nerves. Every chick that has called me bro in the past 6 months, we don't talk anymore. I'm not your bro. I don't have sex with my bros. Stop calling me bro. I'm not your bro. Just get rid of that word in general. Stop calling me bro. But you just have they have the women in other countries. They have the femininity role. They want to be led. They'll hold your hand. Y'all know what femininity is. If you can look at a movie from back in the day and how the women behaved, it's nothing like today. You know what I mean? Women are starting to grow mustaches now. There's this thing going on now where there's not even a gender that exists anymore. So you're not going to tell me femininity is scarce now. It has become scarce. Some of these women, they're challenging you like they're men. And then if you hit them, it's a problem. Well, look, we got to figure out. We're going to have to act like a woman or a man. Which one are we going to do? Number 5, insecure women. So almost all this ties into insecure women. The texting games, the flaking, the uncertainty, they are not secure, right? So if you're a guy that's doing pretty well for himself, I'm 23 and I'm way ahead of people my age, and I know that. And I've experienced a lot to know a lot of this stuff. When women my age, especially my age, whenever I run into them, they're super insecure. Like they think, oh, I'm not ready for this guy. I don't think I'm better than nobody else, right? But when you start acting like you're not good enough for me, now I'm like, okay, well, maybe I am too good for her. Like, what's the reason or why? And that's the thing. Why can't, here's what women need to understand. We just want to be, sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, we just want a woman to be cool with. Like, and I'm not saying there's no sex involved. I'm saying, but like, just be cool. When I come approach you, if you accept and you want to talk to me, just relax, talk. There doesn't need to be an issue. There doesn't need to be a motive, or do you approach everybody like this? We don't need that. But women are naturally insecure. That's why whenever you go on a date with them, if there's not enough other women looking at you, they feel like they're with the wrong man, and then they become to lose interest in you. As men, like I said before, I don't give a fuck who's looking at you. I like what I see. That's my type. Now, if other men are looking and they're, okay, that makes me feel even better, but I don't need that. But the thing is, women need that. So don't ever tell a woman that you haven't had sex in years, or you don't ever get looked at by women, or there's nobody on your roster, or you don't have options, because then they're like, oh, this must be something wrong with this dude. He could be a goddamn 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 abs, 7 figures actually. He could be the perfect man. But if you tell him you have no options, it's over with. Don't ever even tell him that. Number 6, makeup. I like my clothes. Women in the United States, they don't like men's clothes. You know why? Because whenever they lean their head on you, it looks like they're still leaning on you. No, I'm not going for that. I like my clothes, and I want you to look similar to when that makeup comes off. In the United States, we don't want to fix the unhealthiness that's making your face look non-radiant or it's not glowing. We choose to just cover it up. But when I went to Brazil, there was a lack of women with makeup. Now, I say out of 10 women, at the most, 2 are wearing makeup. Even the ones I've seen in the United States, the Brazilians that are here, they don't wear makeup. Like, they just eat good, they take care of themselves. Learn how to take care of yourself. And you don't have to be, because you'll be, as a woman, you'll be more secure because you know when you wake up, you're good. So, yeah, I mean, everybody should enjoy natural beauty. I mean, if you like artificial women, go ahead. But everybody should enjoy natural beauty. Drink some water, do a face care routine, exercise, eat healthy. That's all gonna get your skin right. Sleep right. I mean, I know everybody's not gonna be perfect. My skin isn't perfect, but bitch, my skin shouldn't look better than yours. Number 7, a lack of traditional values. This means that if Austin wants to be a provider, hey, you don't have to agree with that. You won't be my woman, but yeah, I'm not splitting 50-50 with you. Traditional values, the man gets served first. I think I've experienced one time where somebody told me I can come and get my own plate. And I'm like, even if my homeboy came over my house and I cooked, I'd make him a plate. That's just common courtesy. So you have so much pride as a woman that you won't even make me a plate. Bitch, fuck you. So, the traditional values, those are like just a small sample of traditional values. But like, I was raised to never eat my food until the woman is served. if we're out to eat somewhere. So, but that's all going away in the United States. And if you were raised like me, and you have some sort of old school raising traditional values, your best bet is going to be to get out of here, because you might find it. You might be 45 years old. If you're 20 right now, you'll be 45 years old when you find it. But I mean, hey, if you enjoy wasting life, stay here. And last, number 8, bad hygiene. I have expressed this a lot. Now, when I say bad hygiene, I'm not talking about dirty teeth. That is a thing too, but I'm not talking about dirty teeth. I'm not talking about hair that stinks. I'm not talking about dirty clothes. I'm not talking about musty. I'm talking about the pH balance. The pH balance. Now, the fact that when I say stuff about this pH balance, there's people out there that try to excuse. They try to come up with an excuse for why a woman might hurt pH. Look, I don't give a fuck why your pH is off. All I know is if I had a vagina and I smell like a can of tuna, and when I walk in the room I got spray air freshener on myself, I'm gonna go to the doctor. I'm gonna get on Google. I'm gonna buy some from the vitamin shop that might help me to the probiotics. Do something, man, because, and this is mainly a problem with the younger women. All women have this problem, but all ages, have this problem, but it's mainly the women under like 27, and it's non-negotiable. Why do you smell like fish? In the United States, if you're a man, you're accustomed to, if you're about to get sexual with a woman, you put your fingers, when she looks away, you're like, okay, let me check. It's a damn shame we gotta do that, but it's normalized. And I can say when I went outside the country and I went to Brazil, I have yet to run into one woman in Brazil that has been fishy. At the most, it was like a musky, like a sweat, but that's natural. But there's nothing natural about your body smelling like a fucking sardine. And then, and we can try that bullshit. It's supposed to have some sort of smell. But the first time I ran into that, I washed my hands like 7 times with the scorching hot water and dipped my hands in hot bleach, and it was still in my hand for 3 days. Ladies, is that really the impression you want to leave on men? And we can try to bullshit of they didn't grow up with a mother. You know your vagina stinks. Cut the bullshit out. But yeah, those are 8 reasons that had just kind of confused me, and I thought something was wrong with me. Like, okay, am I doing something wrong? Is there a reason why women are playing this texting game? But I'm not saying I didn't have any success, but I felt like I should have had a lot more. Like, it's just not worth it. And in the United States, what'll happen is the success rate is so low, you'll end up settling for less. So I don't give a fuck what nobody says, these feminists and all that. Go to another country where the success rate is higher so you can actually get what you want and get some better values out of someone there. But yeah, so let me know what you think about that video. I know a lot of men can relate to that. A lot of men can relate to sitting at a bar talking to a woman for an hour, or talking to a woman for 45 minutes straight in a grocery store, and then you can't even get her fucking phone number. They get a kick out of rejected men. But yeah, let me know what you think about that video, and we will be back. I'm about to do a lot of recording today, so stay tuned.